Good morning. This week's First Chapter Friday is Save Me a Seat by Sarah Weeks and Gia Varadarajan. Chapter 1, Ravi. Most people in America cannot pronounce my name. On the first day of my new school, my teacher, Miss Beam, was brave enough to try it. Suryanyane, she says with her eyebrows twitching as she attempts to say it out loud. Suryanariyanan, I say slowly. She tries again, but it's no better. I'm going to have to work on that, she says with a laugh. I laugh too. Suryanariyan is my surname. My first name is Ravi. It's pronounced Ravi, with a soft Ra and a strong V. In Sanskrit, it means the sun. In America, people call me Ravi, with the stress on the first syllable. That doesn't mean anything. Patience is a virtue, Amma reminds me often. She believes that with time, people will learn how to say our names correctly. My grandmother tells her not to hold her breath. We moved to Hamilton, New Jersey a few months ago, May 13th to be exact, and I'm fresh off the boat, as they say. My father got a promotion at his IT company in Bangalore, so they transferred him to America. In Indian, Amma, Appa, and I had our own house with a cook and a big garden. We even had a driver to take us wherever we needed to go. My grandparents lived on their own flat nearby. Now we all live together in a townhouse in a place called Hamilton Mews. Things were very different here in America. Appa takes the train to work. We don't cook anymore. We don't have a cook anymore, so Amma has to prepare all the meals herself. Our new house is much smaller than the old one, and there's only one bathroom upstairs, which I share with my grandparents. I wouldn't mind so much, except that Paripa likes to take long showers, and Parima leaves her teeth in a glass by the sink at night. I learned to speak English when I was very young. We speak mostly English at home, and I went to an English medium school, but for some reason people here in New Jersey have trouble understanding me when I speak. I'm sure I am trying to learn how to swirl my tongue to sound more American. My grandmother doesn't like it. Be proud of who you are and remember where you come from, she tells me. If you're not careful, you'll turn into one of them. Your grandfather didn't slave in the tea plantation so that his only grandson would become some rude, overweight, beef-eating cowboy. I don't think Parima likes America. My school in India was called Vida Mandir, which means Temple of Knowledge. My new school is called Albert Einstein Elementary. Parima could hardly wait to show off all her friends at home that her grandson had been accepted to a school named after a scientific genius. I'm not a scientific genius, but I am a very good student. My favorite subjects are math, English, and sports, especially cricket. Boys and girls are welcome. Please welcome our new student, Ravi. Miss Beam says after she had taken the roll call. He's come to us all the way from India. Isn't that exciting? Miss Beam is short and round, and when she smiles, her eyebrows touch together. As I look around the room, a sea of mostly white faces stare back at me. I feel a little nervous. It's my first day of 5th grade in room 506, and I'm the only Indian in my class. There's one other boy named Dylan Shireen, but he doesn't count. He is an ABC, American boy born confused Desi. Desi is the Hindi word for Indian. I can tell Dylan is an ABCD because he speaks and dresses more like an American than an Indian. Tell us something about yourself, Ravi, Miss Beam says, smiling at me. Yes, ma'am, I say, standing at attention. Everyone laughs. Miss Beam claps her hands. Boys and girls, where are your manners? She asks. Go on, Ravi. We're listening. I push up my glasses and I continue. My name is Ravi Senarian, and I shifted from Bangalore. Everyone laughs again. What's so funny, I wonder? Miss Bean claps her hands. Her eyebrows are twitching like mad. Boys and girls, is this how we welcome a new friend to Albert Einstein? The room gets quiet. The spotlight is on me. I can feel the whole class staring. This is my first day in America, and things are not going well. Miss Beam turns to me. You can call me Miss Beam, she says softly. And Ravi? Here in America, students don't need to stand up when the teacher calls on them. Do you understand? Of course I do. Push my glasses up and I rub my nose. It's something I do when I'm nervous. Miss Beam comes over to my desk. She has a look of pity on her face. "Don't worry, Ravi," she says, patting me on the shoulder. "You can introduce yourself to the class later, after you've had a little time to work on your English. We have a very nice teacher named Miss Frost in the resource room, and I'm sure she can help you. I want to say, 1, my English is fine. 2, I don't need Miss Frost. And 3, I was at the top of my class in Vita Mendir." But here is what I said instead. I push up my glasses, I rub my nose, and I sit down and fold my hands. My friends at Vita Mendir would have good laugh if they could see me now, their star student, taken for an idiot. What a joke! Miss Beam is writing on our homework on the board. I open my notebook and I carefully copy down the assignment. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Dylan Shireen staring at me. He looks like a movie star straight out of Bollywood. His long, shiny black hair falls over one eye. With a quick jerk of his head, he shakes it away. Then he smiles and winks at me. I smile back. Dylan Shireen may be an ABCD, but I think he wants to be my friend. Chapter 2. Joe. My name is Joe, but that's not what most people call me. I'm not at Einstein anyways. I've never been a big fan of school except for lunch. Eating is the one thing I'm really good at. I've always been tall for my age, but lately I've been growing so fast that my clothes don't fit anymore. Even the ones we bought a few weeks ago. I'm always hungry. A lot of kids wouldn't be caught dead eating the school lunch. They call it mystery meat and slop. But I don't mind. Every week it shows up in the same order. Chicken fingers, hamburgers, chili, macaroni, and cheese, pizza. By the way, it's not a coincidence that Tuesday is burger day and Wednesday is chili day, because at Einstein, burgers get recycled. It's not as bad as it sounds. The leftover burgers from Tuesday get dumped into a big pot with beans and some other junk, and presto, changeo, on Wednesday we've got chili. Everyone knows I don't talk much at school. My best friends Evan and Ethan used to call me Blabbermouth as a joke, but I guess I'm not going to be hearing that much now since they both moved away over the summer. To be honest, they were a little weird, but I'm going to miss them anyways. Evan, Ethan, and I ate lunch together. Every day last year, they had to go to the resource room for extra help, same as me. Not that we had the same problems. For one thing, they were both super hyper, and I'm not. This year, I'll have to go by myself to see Miss Frost, and I'm not sure who's going to eat lunch with. Probably no one. People think you're unfriendly if you don't talk to them, but they don't understand that it's a problem for me that it's so noisy in the cafeteria. My brain and noise don't get along. Last year, I had Miss Barnes for my teacher. Miss Barnes is epic. Mr. Barnes is epic. He can bounce the hacky sack off his knee 100 times without messing up. I had never seen a hacky sack until Mr. Barnes brought it to school. It was pink, which Dylan Shireen thought was hilarious. He said something mean about it behind Mr. Barnes' back, and all the girls laughed. Sometimes I wonder what's wrong with girls, but then I remember already what's wrong with girls. Everything. Mr. Barnes is African American. He shaves his head and wears bow ties, real ones that you have to tie yourself. He must have talked to Miss Frost about me, because he never asked me to read aloud in front of class or come up to the board to do math problems. He understood that those things are hard for kids like me. Some people don't mind having everybody look at them. Dylan Shireen, for instance. He wears his pants pulled down low and his underwear sticking out at the top. He wants people to see it. His boxers have dollar signs on them, or dice or lobsters, and he has special ones for holidays too, with candy canes, candy corn, or Christmas trees, red hearts for Valentine's Day. Dylan is famous for his boxers, but his real claim to fame is his tongue, which is long and pointy like the devil's when he sticks it out. It makes the girls scream, and he thinks he's the smartest kid at Einstein. He might be right. He's definitely the meanest. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like to be Dylan Shireen, but that sometimes I'll never know. Mr. Barnes was the first teacher I ever had who liked me. Miss Frost likes me, but she likes everybody, so that doesn't count. On my final report card, Mr. Barnes wrote that I was a valuable member of the community. My mom was so proud she stuck it on the refrigerator with a magnet, and it's still there. Today is the first day of school, and Mr. Barnes is the first person I run into when I get there. He's wearing a red bow tie with the little blue wells on it. I'm pretty sure it's new, or at least I've never seen it before. Last year, Mr. Barnes had 17 different bow ties that he always wore in the same order. starting with the green one with white diamonds and ending with the orange and purple striped one. Mr. Barnes' bow ties were another one of my favorite sequences. Yo, Joe, he says, how's it feel to be a 5th grader? Good, I tell him. At least so far. Maybe this year will be different, I think. Maybe Dylan Shireen won't be in my class. But when I get to room 506, there he is, standing over by the windows with his underwear hanging out. Polka dots. Lucy Mulligan had a bunch of her annoying girlfriends standing around chanting, do it, do it, do it. They wanted him to stick his tongue out, but Dylan won't. Come on, Shireen, let's give them what they want, Dylan Dinkins shouts for sticking out his own tongue and wiggling at the girls. Tom Dinkins is Dylan Shireen's wannabe. The girls don't care about his tongue. I warn you, Dylan, tells his fan club. I think it grew a little over the summer. Lucy and her friends start jumping up and down and screaming, ew. One thing I will say about Dylan Shireen is he really knows how to play a crowd. All the screaming starts to get to me, so I do the 1, 2, 3, out 2, 3 breathing Miss Frost taught me. If that doesn't work, I'll have to use my earplugs. I always keep a pair in my pocket just in case. They come in different colors, like the tan ones. I like the tan ones because they don't show as much. They're made out of some kind of squishy foam rubber, and when I wear them, I can still hear people talking. It's only softer like when you're underwater or have a pillow over your head. I'm allowed to wear my earplugs in school whenever I want, but mostly I use them in the cafeteria, on the playground, and in gym class. Settle down and take your seats, announces Miss Beam. My new teacher. This is her first year teaching at Einstein, and she looks a lot younger than any other teachers I've had. She's shaped kind of funny, wider at the bottom than the top, and she's shorter than me, which is weird considering that she's my teacher. She seems nervous, and there's something freaky about her eyebrows. At Einstein's, kids have to sit in alphabetical order every year since kindergarten. My seat has been right behind Dylan's. I know that the back of his head, by heart. Miss Beam has made name cards for us, and I put them on the desk. But when I go to take my seat behind Dylan, somebody's already sitting in it. He's a shrimpy-looking kid with thick glasses and greased-down black hair parted on the side. I've never seen him before, and I'm not sure where he's from. His skin is darker than mine, but not as dark as Dylan's or Caleb's. When I look at the card sitting on his desk, I see his name. It's about a mile long and full of Y's and A's. He seems kind of nervous, too. He keeps rubbing his nose and looking down at his hands, which are folded in his lap. He's like he's in church or something. His shirt is so white it hurts my eyes to look at it. He's got it tucked in and buttoned up all the way to the top. When Miss Beam asks to tell the class about himself, he stands up like he's in the army and calls her ma'am, which is about only a word he says that you can actually understand. Everybody starts laughing, and for a minute I think, hey, maybe 5th grade isn't going to be so bad after all. Maybe Dylan Shireen will decide to pick on this new kid with a weird name and funny accent instead of me. That's the end of first chapter of Friday. I did go ahead and read the 2 chapters. Chapter 3 continues with Ravi. If you guys would like to pick this book up, it's going to give you more of Ravi and Joe's story together and how they become friends, and possibly how it's connected to the lunchroom. So I hope you guys pick it up and continue reading. Enjoy your summer.